Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Be Seen, Be Loved TV show. I'm your host, Christie Love, and today we're going to talk about a serious topic. It's titled How to Own Your Voice When You Feel as If You Don't Have One. Have you ever felt that way? I know I have. And I also know that many women have. You see, I'm going to go over about 5 topics that's going to help you in this area if that's you. As a woman, you know there's things that you need to say. You have power within. And sometimes it just takes a little nudge, a little push to help you to just overcome whatever insecurities that are really keeping you stuck so that you can really own your power, right? And how do we own our power? We own our power by using our voice. And so I'm super excited to be here today and to help you along with this, which is so fun. So let's get started. The first tip that I have for you is to stop playing small. Stop playing small. Yes, no more. You know more. And what I mean by this is that, have you ever been to meetings and you know that a lot of people are very, very unhappy, right? They voice, their concerns, their opinions about this and about that. And then when the meeting starts, no one speaks up. No one speaks up. This really baffles me. And I understand that a lot of women are, scared for their jobs. They're scared that the company's going to fire them or make things difficult for them. I understand that. But if a company is going to make things difficult for you because you speak up and just express your opinion or ways that can help the company in some kind of way, of course you're not trying to hurt the company, right? Ethically, you're trying to help the company or help solve a solution, right? That you see may be going on. The company does not value you for that, then that's not your company. That's not your company, right? They don't value you. They don't think of you as being worthy of them. And so that really is not a company for you. Okay. So I really want you to think about that. Think about your worth, right? And owning your power. And also setting boundaries for yourself and understand that if you were sick tomorrow, if you got sick tomorrow, that job is going to still be there. The company's going to still be there, but you and your support system for you and your family may not. So you really have to take control and ownership of yourself, right? And start to speak up. And when you start to speak up in a way that is not like complaining or always showing problems, but also giving solutions to those problems, that's when you'll be noticed. That's when you'll be valued. And people may be asking you, hey, do you have any input in this, right? Do you have any input in this topic? And one thing that I used to do is that I used to ask the higher level executives to be included in their meetings. I used to always do this. And 100% of them always included me in their meetings, right? They always did. And why is that? For one, they see someone who is determined, who seems to have a vested interest in the company and wants to learn more so that they can be a more beneficial factor in the corporation. So when they're looking for someone to hire for or leadership role, who are they going to turn to? Are they going to turn to an outsider, or are they going to look to promote someone who pretty much has a lot of knowledge about what's going on and solutions that they're working on already and has been there for a while and has the experience and the background to kind of back up the position, right? So I want you to think about that. And when you're in these meetings, take notes. Take notes and take note, not only notes, but take note of what you see there. Take note of how these leaders speak, their mannerisms, and the way they dress. Because realistically, people hire people who look like them. People want to be surrounded by people who look, act, and kind of talk like them. If you look, talk, and act the complete opposite, right? You don't seem like a person that could be in their circle, right? And so I want you to take note of these things and kind of make subtle changes. Don't go from wearing jeans one day to wearing a suit the next, but make subtle changes, right? Over time that kind of makes them feel more ease at you attending these meetings. All right. And when you're in these meetings, make yourself known by introducing yourself with a smile and a firm handshake. Now, we talked about this previously, firm handshake at all time, and always look them in the eye. I know times have changed, but if you can shake hands and actually look them in the eye with a smile as you introduce yourself. You share a little bit about yourself as well, if you have time to do that. But use these opportunities to learn and mingle with the head honchos of the corporations. This goes for being outside of corporations and more organizations or other people in your industry as well. Okay, introduce yourself, take notes, and see how other people are operating. Of course, as a powerhouse woman, you want to add your personal flair, like I do. However, but you want to kind of, just not blend in, but they want them to feel comfortable inviting you into their space. All right. Now, the next topic or tip I want to give you is to start to take on more leadership roles, right? Now, there's two ways to do this. One, there may be leadership roles in your company, right? Leadership role in your company, like women's organizations, volunteer work, things like that. Take roles or sign up to be a volunteer in one of those organizations. Also, outside of the company, we've talked about this before as well. This is very, very important to take on roles in organizations outside of the company that are within your industry. So women organizations are great. International women's organizations are even better. Okay, remember, we're always looking to grow our network and connections of different people, always being in the industry, learning new things, right? Being in the know. And when you join these groups or organizations, what's going to make a huge difference for you is to join or vote yourself in or elect yourself as an officer, right? An officer, take on an officer role, a leadership role in these I don't know, I wouldn't say nonprofit, but these organizations. Some of them are paid, some of them are not. I'm a member of both. Small payment or large payment, doesn't matter, but you really want to be involved in these companies. Now, what this is going to do is going to give you more leadership training, because you're going to be working with teams, possibly events, finances, working with other people, promoting, all the things that a leader would do. You're getting a lot of exposure and training. Okay, you may be required to speak in front of people, right? Speak in front of people, be more practice with that. All of these are great. And also the connections you can make, right, are endless. Within your company, you're making connections with people who, can hire you for different departments outside of the company. If you are looking for a new company to move to or transfer to, you're meeting new people who work at other companies, right? You have a business and you're talking amongst your industry. There are usually other people who may need your services there, right? So be involved on a regular basis. Really give it your all and show up. I hear so many times people taking on these leadership roles and they don't show up. So make a commitment, right? Commitment that you will be dedicated for whatever your term is, a year, 2 years, whatever, and that you will stay committed and do the job to your best ability, right? And now that leads me into the next topic I want to talk about, and that is being able to speak clearly with competence and confidently, right? Now, when you're owning your voice and when you're in these meetings, right? These gatherings, meetings, and you need to voice a concern, you must be able to voice that concern in a way that is very professional, right? And it comes from the heart. It comes from the heart. Someone speaks from the heart and knows that you have the department, the company, the organization, the business, what have you, the industry in your best interest. That's when you're going to be heard. Okay. And I added this topic because I was watching replays of Shark Tank the other day. And what I noticed is that there were a lot of women and a lot of minorities who didn't get I don't know, in Shark Tank, the contract or the partnerships because of their lack of ability to communicate. Now, everyone was taught to talk as a child, but many people were not taught to communicate. And you must be able to communicate in the way that shows your expertise, right? In the industry, it shows your authority as a leader in order to do that. So I want you to practice on your communication skills at all times. Practice, practice, practice. Okay. I do not want you to be someone that talks and speaks like a little girl and not listened to because you sound like you're just tallying on this and tallying on that. I want you to come in a way that is confident and portray and take your stance, right? Take your stance on a certain topic, right? Be able to let the company know that, hey, we have an issue here. However, we've also come up with some solutions and we would love to have your input as well. But these are some things that we see can help this problem, right? Help solve this problem. Now, when you come to it in that manner, instead of just, oh, this is a problem here, it's a problem here, we're not happy here, all of this, things are not, good and we don't like this and we don't like that. All they hear is wah, 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 wah. So I want you to be able to work on speaking clearly, right? And confidently. How do you do that, right? How do you do that? You do that by becoming more visible, doing things like I'm doing, talking about your industry on a consistent basis. You can take videos. I used to, when I first started out, I think I recorded like 400 and something videos, just getting practice speaking about my particular topic, right? 40 videos, and I think it was 3 months, very short time. But I did it, right? Because I wanted to get better. Joining Toastmasters. I've been a member of Toastmasters International for over 19 years. There's a Toastmasters group in every city of the world. So there's no reason why you can't get a little practice. They meet in the middle of the day, in the mornings, afternoon, weekends, what have you. There's a Toastmasters group in your area. Now, if you really, really want to catapult your progress, I advise you to get a public speaking coach. I've been a public speaking coach for 4 years now, and I've helped people transform public speaking, specifically public speaking. I've been mentoring for 19 years, but I help people transform their communication skills in a very rapid pace. So what you can learn in Toastmasters in a year, we can do in like 2-3 months, right? But it's getting that practice in. It's just like working out. The way you get stronger is by doing more reps, right? Doing more reps, more reps, more reps, more reps. So I want you to be comfortable, right? And comfortable speaking and getting practice in every single week, right? Every day. And for my clients, I really have them speaking and practicing at least 3 times a week, right? So that's important. Something I'm always going to talk about is increasing your communication skill and mastering the art of communication. Now, the next is it's not just enough to be able to speak well, because if you're speaking about absolutely nothing, your message is not going to get across and received in the way that you want it to be. So you must know your stuff, right? Know your stuff, know what you're talking about, know your industry inside and out. And how do you do that? How do you do that? You read. How many people read these days, right? I'm always reading, but many people don't read. They don't want to read. They don't sit down and read. Or you can also listen to audio tapes, that's fine. But you must be learning something every single day. Go to conferences, okay? Paid, non-paid, I do not care. Go to conferences on a consistent basis, seminars, and start studying the new information that's coming out. Get publications about your industry, read those, learn, because the world is changing. As you know, the world is always changing. And the thing that people really don't understand, and when women don't understand, is that you must invest in yourself. You must invest in yourself. And it's not enough to have gone to school and gone to college, right? And think that, hey, I'm ready to get a job and be a leader. No, you have to invest in yourself. There's so much more to it. And I don't want you to be dumbfounded, because that's what I thought. I thought, oh, I go to school, I get a master's degree, I have this piece of paper. Oh, they're just going to hire me at $250,000 a year. Negative. And there's the communication skills I had to develop, the leadership skills I had to develop, right? More knowledge about the industry that I wanted to work in. And that took years to achieve and to understand, right? You don't just go to a company and catapult unless you really know someone in the company. It has happened, but they usually don't last very long in that position because they don't know anything. So take it upon yourself to invest in yourself. Get coached, get a coach, get a mentor. There's certifications, those certifications online you can get. There's all kind of trainings you can get online. Always be studying, learning, and growing, right, in your industry. And lastly, I just want to share this with you is more on communication. But I want you to really take note of this. It's a little different that I'm going to be telling you, but something that's extremely, extremely effective. And that is being able to communicate on a higher level of the people that you're speaking with, right? It's time to stop sitting around gossiping, right? Gossiping with the other minions, right? Gossiping and talking about how awful everything is. It's time to stop it, right? Time to stop it, right? You're not going to grow. You're not going to elevate. You're not going to advance in your life, in your company, in your career, when you're spending all your days in this little group gossiping. Then you go home, you call them gossiping, right? If you think about it, how many years have you been in that position with the same people talking about all the negativity? You cannot advance that way. And so I want you to work on communicating at a higher level. This is what I do with clients, with consultation clients that I have. You know, if they come to me, they're all sad or something's not going well, the day's not, the world's bad, the universe is coming to an end, all of those things, the sun is falling on earth. All these things are happening, right? You have to be able to not get stuck and caught up in that and communicate at a level a bit higher. I mean, if someone's not, you know, seeming like they're not having the best day, of course you're not gonna be like, oh, everything's great, this is awesome. You're not gonna speak like that. But I do want you to speak, like I said, in a little higher gradient, right? A little higher gradient, higher control, right? And bring them up to your level. What I want you to stop doing is stop allowing people to bring down to their level. As you rise in your energy, as you rise with your mindset, as you rise with your with just the vortex that's around you, right? The energy of your life starts to rise. Things start to look brighter and happier, right? And you work and you serve at your best in that environment. You don't serve and work at your best when you're all, woe is me, and life is bad, and this is bad, and that's a problem. I saw that on TV, and this person said that, and that person said that. No. Stop wasting your time in that area and start to elevate. The people who are going to be going to buy your services or products or services, people who are going to promote you to leadership are the people who are going to see you show up at your best at all times, be able to control each situation that you come across. Because when you're leading teams, right? When you're leading teams, when leading people, when leading employees, when leading staff, you have to be above them in your communication style, right? Above them, because you are what? The leader. You are the leader. You are the leader. You're going to need to own that, right? And so if someone comes to you and they're speaking about, oh, woe is me, to acknowledge that, and then you move on. Try to get them out of that state and move it on to a more positive state. And that's, my friend, is how you continue to own your voice, right? And when you feel like you don't have one, act as if. Act as if. Act as if you're already in that leadership position. Act as if you're already that CEO. Act as if you're already a boss. Speak that way, present that way, and be able to portray and present, right, the information about your industry in a very professional manner at all times, and be a problem solver, right? Not just a complainer. We don't just go around complaining. We're problem solvers, right? So I want you to work on that. And let me just do a little quick snapshot of what we went over today, because I want you to take these and put these into action now. Put these things into action now. So we're going to stop playing small, right? Stop playing small. Stop trying to be invisible and not seen, and mingle and talk to the other people about your problems and all the things you hate, but not voicing that, okay? And not finding solutions to that. Also take on more leadership roles in other organizations, right? Outside of just the job, while you're waiting to be advanced to that higher level. Learn to speak clearly, competently, and confidently, as always, and know your stuff. Know your industry inside and out. Make that a priority at all times. And then lastly, communicate on a higher level. Learn to communicate on a higher level. Listen, I believe in you. I know that you are a powerful being. I know that you have a voice that needs to be heard. And I don't want it to be stuck inside anymore. I want it to come out, right? Come out, because you are worth more. You're worth more. And you can only do that if you break out of that shell, break out of that comfort zone, and start acting as if you are a leader, because you are a leader. You're a feminine leader in your own right. Absolutely. In comparison to no one else except for you. And so I love it. And I'm just happy that you're on the show with me today. And I invite you to stay with me for the second half of the show for a little conversation, the Q&A questions that you have for me as I make myself available to you. Thanks for being on the show. Thank you for being on the show today. I just want to go over a couple of announcements before we head on over to conversation and a little Q&A. First, I want to give a shout out to Midwave Radio that airs our show in Scotland, the UK, and abroad, as well as on Win-Win Women, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and also Apple TV. You can see the recordings there. Now I want to just tell you a little bit about a webinar that I have that you can find on my website, beseenbeloved.com. And if you know me, let me just talk about what I do. I help heart-centered, career-minded women who are overworked, anxious, and feel inferior in the workplace to rise to the next level of success by boldly stepping into their power as a stellar speaker who has found her voice and is able to communicate in a way that generates loads of cash with confidence, clarity, and confidence. So if that's you, you definitely want to tune into this webinar, How to Have It All, Career, Lifestyle, family without sacrificing your health and happiness. So you can go to my website, beseenbeloved.com, and grab it there, and it's free. So what's next? If you want to move forward and simply book a call with me, you can certainly do that by going to the website below, beseenbeloved.com/powerhouse strategy call. And let me just tell you about my Superwoman Speaker Suite. All right. It's a 90-day immersion or coaching program that's going to help you to end your overwhelm, your chronic exhaustion, anxiety, rejection, drama, and really not feeling heard or seen or understood in the workplace or in your profession, right? And teaches you how to really emerge as a powerhouse woman who is deeply fulfilled and who's an amazing leader as well. And so I invite you to book a call with me, see if we're a great fit. I have openings right now for a few of you amazing women who are looking to really take your life to the next level, take your life and your career to the next level as your most amazing and most powerful self. Now, as always, I just want to thank you again for being on the show. And you can always catch me live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 7 o'clock p.m. in the UK time. And as always, before I go, I just want to send you much love and success. Bye for now.